C of Section 7 of our bidding documents, post-qualification procedure. Um,
Thank you, Attorney Je. So at this juncture, we now turn over the floor to Mr. Alberto Catangi, CEO and President of IONE Resources Incorporated, to be accompanied by Mr. Ray Samala, Senior Engineer of IONE Resources Incorporated. Just to update the attendance, we acknowledge the presence of Director Divina Blas Perez, SBAC member, and from TWG, Attorney LJ Bernardo. Thank you. Also, this is live stream via Facebook and YouTube. And the presentation will be flashed on the projector. And later on, the observers can come nearer if they want to get a closer look of their devices and the presentation. Thank you. Sir, floor is yours.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Uh, my name is Alberto Catangi of IONE Resources, and we're here to present to you our solution. Initially this morning, the technical portion, and in the afternoon, the plans for transmission and everything. The company is actually, or the bid is actually presented by two companies, us, IONE Resources, and Ardent Networks, as you all know. So we have here our partners from Ardent Network, Mr. Ricky Lopez, the Senior Vice President, and his team, and of course, our technical people that's responsible for demonstrating or making this demonstration possible. Okay, so I'll start with introducing the solution, at least not technically or not very technically initially, and we'll dive into the technical portion after a few slides. I don't need to probably introduce the company, but I also have a few slides about our company and Ardent. So I'll also discuss our track record, capability, uh, all about our company. So the companies are Ardent Networks and us have been in the industry for a while. In fact, Ardent have been in the industry since the 80s, 1984, and us, I1, have been we were established in 2002. So more or less, we are a 21-year-old company. Ardent being older than us. Ardent is the one of the biggest Cisco distributor in the country. As you know, Cisco is the premier network solutions all over the world, and Ardent is one of the biggest distributor of that. We are one of the resellers, so we use the products of Ardent. Particularly in this bid, we are proposing their product lines, specifically the Cisco product, the Fortinet firewall product, uh, the Dell workstations and servers, and the most important equipment that we are introducing in this bid is the Teltonica products. Okay. From IONE side, we also have our own relationship with other vendors or solutions, and among them are, of course, Akamai. I don't know if you know them, but they are a content distribution network company. And we have a product from a company called Intrusion, which is our solution for cybersecurity and making sure that all of our networks are protected after the firewall. So that's an additional protection actually that we provided here in so much. So it's not that because that we don't trust the firewalls or the Fortinet firewalls, but time and again we experience that sometimes the firewall uh, is not the best fly trap out there. So there is an intrusion device that we introduce here in this network and make sure, or to make sure that traffic are properly uh, analyzed when they enter and exit the network of Comelec, the ones that we will provision. But for this purpose, I think in the many locations that Comelec identified, we are actually deploying this device called Teltonica, which is a product of Ardent. And this device will face the counting machines and all the rest of the board of canvasser offices. So this will be the main device that will be distributed all over the country, and it will face the ACMs, the BOC, CCS system of Comelec, and this will also provide the access protection in the edge of the network. Because as we all know, um, all of the sites will transmit using the facilities of the telcos. So in this case, the LTE networks of the likes of Globe, Smart, and Dito. And then we add another device that will help us transmit all of these results and data, which is the Starlink satellite. So in all places where we have this, there will be three connectivity solution that we embed. So we have two SIMs built into this box, and in one of the ports here, we also included a Starlink satellite. So in a way, you can look at it as a triple redundancy solution. So wherever there is this box, you are assured that there will be three wide area network connectivity that will connect to the ACMs or to the different BOC, like the municipal BOC, city BOC, all the way to the national BOC of Comelec. Okay, we talked too much, sorry. Okay, but if you look at the network, we're looking at the transmission from the automatic counting machines as the main source of the data. And we are assuming that the ACMs will also do encryption of whatever data they will transmit. Uh, Unfortunately, in this presentation, we don't have access yet to the ACMs, as the ACMs are not yet available. So therefore, we will skip that portion in this presentation. So we will not have data coming from the ACM, but we will assume that there's data received from the different BOCs via the CCS machine, and we will simulate the data transmission over the network that we built, or we are building, or we are presenting right now. Okay. So once received, decryption will be done in the different BOC location, and the decryption mechanism built into the CCS will do that. So of course there will be laptops in all of those sites, but in this case we will just simulate the data. Okay, so the subject of this presentation will be based on the CCS transmission actually. So from the CCS, when ACMs already finished transmitting it to all of the sites, the MBOC all the way to the national BOC, we will start the transmission, and this is the subject of this presentation. Okay, so sites with CCS, municipal, city, provincial, district, region, national, and even the ones outside of the country. So the ones that will entertain the votes of our OFW or um, voters that are abroad will also be using the same system. because we assume all of these sites, including those embassies that has ACM machines, will also have CCS. Okay, so the Teltonica switch will be that device, and that device has router functionality, LAN switch functionality, and of course Wi-Fi access for workstations. So the two SIMs that will be used to transmit and the Starlink equipment satellite will be used to transmit, but in the local area network, you can actually plug in wired a laptop, or you can also use the Wi-Fi functionality of this device. So as you notice, we have Wi-Fi antenna and two LTE antenna or 4G antenna. Then of course, all of the Ethernet switch here. Satellite will be in one of the Ethernet ports as a main link actually, because as you all know, the satellite solution of Starlink is much faster than any LTE service out there right now. So right now we are experiencing around 180 to 200 Mbps per satellite link from Starlink. And in the SIMs, in the LTE network, we only get anywhere from 10 Mbps all the way to 40, depends on the usage or the number of users that are into the network of the telco. Okay, so the transmission will use a combination of course, the GSM LTE and Starlink, or in some cases, like in the cities or in the data center, we will use fiber optic, of course. And if you use fiber optic, it will be much faster, and of course, the bandwidth will be bigger. So in that case, the network will enjoy better throughput. Although in the MBOC all the way to the regional BOC, probably wouldn't need it because the data that you will transmit is really not so big. Okay, so in all of this, we will, of course, monitor the devices, okay, which is very important. I think in the last election, there has been a lot of stories about, IP address and stuff like that. And we deployed an IP address management system. There's such a thing in the network industry. There's such a thing called IPAM, so IP address management system. So we included that in this proposal. So we can rest assured that in this network, the IP address management will be managed by COMELEC, or if there are third party that we need to, look as audit group that would want to know which IP we use, where did we use it, when did it transmit, how much data did it transmit, and so on and so forth. We get that. We will definitely make sure that it's monitored centrally in the local sites to the device like this. Okay, so there will be no question where the transmission came from. Okay? And we would like to assure the COMELEC that in our bid we included that. Okay, so the network management will also be distributed. As we all know, if you manage, say, 1,000 devices in a single location, that will inundate your bandwidth or transmission facility. So what we designed here is a regional or distributed network management system, wherein around 80 plus sites will be servers that will collect data from the devices. Then all the regional sites will go to the central. So at any given time, you will have a view of what's happening in any device in the network. Okay. So the system will also include, of course, the redundant command and network operation center that will monitor, manage all the network traffic during the actual transmission of election results. Monitoring and network management will be distributed regionally, as I mentioned. In the requirement, in the design that you asked from us, this is mandatory. In fact, you needed 3 data centers to, uh, be a redundant facility for all of the data that we will transmit. Okay, so the network that we are building is very adaptation facility and redundancy, and we can integrate it with any of your networks or your system. So particularly in this bid, the main player from the COMELEC side will be the CCS, okay, which is a system you own or I don't know supplied to you by other third party. Okay, so for us, our role is to make sure that transmission is done securely and the uptime is almost 100% because we also have redundant transmission facilities. Okay, so it's also scalable. Of course, the scalability on the transmission depends on the LTE network that we will get from the telcos. But if you look at the sites, minimum, if you go with Starlink as the main link, you will get 100 meg, even if it's raining or even if it's bagyo. Okay, and we experienced that. As a company, we can vouch for it because we have around 500 sites right now all over the country using Starlink. And the only problem we have when they go offline is because there is no power, sometimes brownout, right? So if there is a power, you are assured that there is Starlink signal or bandwidth that you can use. And of course, if it fails, of course, sometimes it fails, then you have two SIMs that will back you up. Two SIMs from the LTE provider or from Globe or Smart. Okay, so if that's not enough redundancy, then I don't know what more. Okay, so it's also secure. We will use, of course, the different VPN security standard VPN protocols out there, including whatever the ACMs will use. We don't know yet what ACMs will use in terms of VPN, but of course, we will know that when they give us the specification of the ACMs. But we're hearing that they will have PKI. So PKI is the simple VPN protocols out there implementation. I think it's even simpler than what we are trying to deploy in the CCS side, which is using IPsec and L2TP VPN protocols. Okay, so of course it's completely managed. So therefore, we have all the equipment out there, including the provision for bandwidth for management, because sometimes it will flood your network. This thing will always tell the central management that I'm alive, and that I'm alive could inundate your network. So we designed it in such a way that it will not happen. Okay, so there are two network flows, basically. One flow is from the ACM to the CCS or to the municipal side, the city side, and all of those facilities. But for this purpose, we are not going to do that because we don't have ACMs right now. Okay, but that flow basically would look like this. So when the VCM or the ACM transmits, it goes to the MBOK, to the Citizens ARM server, the Citizens ARM 2, the dominant minority, dominant majority, the media server, and the central server. And from the central server, there will be, of course, the mirror data center, the backup data center, and the results website. That's your flow. That's Comelec flow, basically, in the ACM. We're not doing this, but we're doing this right now for this presentation. So there is a CCS flow, they call it. And that network flow, basically, when they're done receiving the data from ACMs, CCS uh, system will start parsing whatever data they get, and then they will also transmit, and it will look like this. So when they transmit from the MBOK, because all of the ACMs actually will initially transmit to the MBOC, which is the municipal. And the MBOC will start transmitting it also to the PBOC, CBOC, central server, and the NBOC. So the different locations that require the data. Okay? And from the MBOC, we will use, of course, the Teltonica box, which will have two LTEs and one Starlink satellite connection. So we assume that downtime will be minimized because of the three transmission facilities that we will have. Okay, in the central server, when the data center gets all of this, then the bandwidth is actually a gigabit Ethernet, so it's too fast, and we don't have any problem doing that. Okay, likewise, there will be a communication coming from NBOC to MBOC and so on, and the facility is actually capable of bidirectional or handling bidirectional traffic. So it's not just one way. So it can do bidirectional as designed. Okay, so for this demo, this is how it will look like. Okay, we don't have Ethernet or we don't have internet service here. So what we did is we made a VPN going to our facility. We have a data center in our office, and that the small data center hosted a VPN server. Okay, and that VPN server will host all of these small Teltonica boxes here, and we will simulate the data transmission. Okay, so we simulated two segments of the network. So it's assuming one MBOC, one CBOC, or whatever, and it will pass through the VPN. So right now, the live network would have LTE and Starlink in the two Teltonica boxes there. This one is not live. And it's connected via VPN to our firewall in the office. And that one basically is providing the IPsec tunnel. Okay, right now it's using IPsec tunnel, but you can always use different tunneling protocols or combination thereof, and we can work it out later. But in this case, we're using the most common tunneling protocol, which is IPsec. Okay, so we're doing CCS transmission right now. ACM we're not, because as we all know, there's no ACM. So therefore, we will simulate this. Okay, there's a CCS laptop, and we're assuming there's a data, and that data will go to through the VPN and reach one of the CBOC, PBOC, district BOC, or whatever location. That's why we simulated two. Okay, so two sites, and you will try to see if it was transmitted properly, time-stamped, and so on. There's a list of activities here that our technical people are supposed to do. And without further ado, I'm done speaking here. So I have Mr. Ray Samala to start the demonstration of this system.
Good morning, everyone. So for that part, that will be the transmission plan. So in your uh, paper there, that will be the presentation of the submitted transmission plan. The bidder shall present and discuss the submitted transmission plan. So basically, yun yung plano namin na pinakita po ni Boss Abet. So for the demonstration of the transmission, we're going to present or to comply or to showcase you what is stated in this document. Okay? So for number one, the bidder shall configure network with at least two segments. So as mentioned by Sir Abet, we simulated two network with different locations. So just to show you, Okay. So for me to show, wait, wait a second. To showcase you, wala. Wait a second. Just having a technical connection issue. Actually, my laptop is connected po doon sa Teltonica, one of the sites. Right. Uy, kanina ko pinapractice ko na to eh, but now I'm having some technical. Okay, yung kable pala. So,
Ito na lang, sir.
right. So, for the compliance, for the post qualification, uh, these are the two networks. Ay,
May we ask the TWG to please come forward to observe and
Okay,
also the other observers. Pwedeng lumapit.
pwede po
Okay,
lumapit. So, for
kung
this one,
nagrereklamo tayo na hindi nakikita, pwede tayong lumapit. Sorry. Thank you.
so this one is the site A, and this one is the second site. So, if you will notice,
Yung media po, pwede po dito. Kahit sa gilid dito. Yung mga cables
Okay.
po, baka matapakan.
Medyo nawawala lang yung kable namin sa projector, but dito na lang po. Yan.
Yan, pwede po tayong
So we have
lumapit.
here 2 network segments po.
And also,
So this
kung
one
pwede ma-project din.
represents site A and site B. So we have here LTE to mobile LTE and Starlink connectivity. So nag-connect po sila using a VPN concentrator on our office. You can see different network po siya, pero they were able to see each other without the physical connectivity of this Teltonica. So meron po tayong VPN na sumasalo para magkita yung dalawang network natin.
Yung mga cables po, baka matapakan. So, careful lang po tayo. And,
Okay?
so it is being flashed right now.
Actually, my laptop is connected via Wi-Fi po sa isang site. So, okay. So this one, yung isang site natin, pakita ko lang po. Napakita po natin na yung IP address na to is iba doon sa piniping niya. Ang piniping ko na address is yung kabilang site. So ang IP ko po dito sa site na to is 192.168.200.220. Whereas, lakihan yung font. One. Yan. A little better. Yeah, much better with this one. Okay. So, this is a different network. Yun yung IP config niya. And then, ito po yung remote site natin. Which is, on a DNS level, nakikita po sila. So, that's also on the number 2 part. So, si site B, or yung kabilang site natin, is the same. There. Yan. Yan. So, itong site na to, makikita natin, ang IP address po niya is 192.168.250.125. And with the gateway of 250.1, and which, on the other way around, nakikita po niya ang kabilang network. Opo, eh. Alright, okay. May questions po
Please use the mic po.
Sinong si Troy? Si Roro. Yes. Sir Rui, my question. Please use the microphone para ma-address ni Sir and para ma-put on record.
Hi sir, good morning. Sir, clarify ko lang, mayroon tayong dalawang segment. So, itong segment 1 and 2. So, ito yung nakalatag dito. And then, meron tayong different IP address, static, or DNS. Dynamic? Okay, dynamic. So, nakikita naman natin dito, makikita rito sa monitoring natin. Okay, can you show to us, sir? Para isa-isahin natin po.
Actually, yung monitoring nasa later part pa po, sir. You want, you can showcase it right now.
So, ulitin ko, two segments and then different IP address. Okay. Dynamic. Okay. So, ibig sabihin nun, nagpapalit-palit siya. Okay?
Actually,
Hindi fix.
it will be possible na magpalit-palit siya. But regardless, it will still be connected to our VPN channel.
Okay.
Meron po kasi siyang redundancy, either kung naka-primary siya sa Starlink, kung nag-down ng Starlink, it will switch to the mobile LTE-1 or mobile
Dito sa, ano,
diyan po sa, Teltonica.
Teltonica. Okay, sige. Natin, sir, yung DNS natin. Meron ba tayong configure DNS?
Yung DNS namin for that part, yung number, yung letter A, the DNS shall have the security feature to register a particular computer, laptop, or desktop. So for this one, I created AD, Active Directory server, which I can remote also on our remote location, just to showcase, because for the DNS, AD DNS, alam natin na for the authenticated users, we all know that pwede siyang mag-join sa domain ng 10 computer, even as a standard use, which we don't want it to happen pag nasa isang domain na po tayo or pag i-join na natin yung computers sa domain. So, what I did, sir, I create a sample Active Directory. Actually, for most enterprise, the AD and DNS almost the same. They always refer to as Active Directory and DNS. So, to secure, para ma-secure natin yung para makapag-apply tayo ng security feature sa ating domain, we impose to remove the policy na ang isang user is pwedeng mag-join ng domain. So that is by creating a security policy and to have a delegation of control over the computers. So here's my Active Directory. And you can see na I created my user, Ray Samala, for this purpose. And Ray Samala, my account,
Can you create one, not the one that you created?
okay, sure. For the purpose of creating a user account, okay, by default, when you create a user sa AD, it will always be a member of domain user, or what they call uh, authenticated users, right? So as you can see here, domain users yung na-create po natin. So kung wala kang security sa Active Directory mo, this domain user can join a computer on your domain. 10 PC ang pwede niya pong i-join sa domain. And para ma-secure natin yan, ito po yung ginawa natin. So I have here a sample, a VM or remote client. I will be using this one na hindi pa naka-join sa domain. Yan. As you can see, si RO2 PC1, naka-work group pa siya. So what I'm gonna do now is try to join this computer doon sa kinreate ko po na domain using yung mnuevo account which I created earlier. Right? So ganito po mag-join sa domain. So as you can see, hindi niya pinayagan using a regular user account na mag-join ng computer sa domain. So para mag-grant o para ma-secure natin na only registered users or kailangan muna nating ma-validate ang isang computer ng mga group of people na i-assign natin as administrator or as domain admins, we will be doing this. From our Active Directory, this one, i-member natin, for example, napili natin si Moses Nuevo na mag-validate muna ng mga computers bago niya i-join sa domain. We have to add him as a member of what I call this one. Enable, and then check names. So once na maging member na siya ng enable domain join, he will now be able to join the computer securely, right? So actually, there are other security for the DNS. Also, we can do the MAC address filtering, but this is one way of securing kung sino yung makaka-join sa domain natin nang makokontrol po natin ang maigi. Okay? So member na siya ngayon ng enable domain join, right? So now I'm going to try again to join the computer using M-Nuevo for this PC. Tingnan natin kung mawawala po yung error na ito. Okay?
For the information of everybody, We are in item 2B of the demonstration procedure. The computer shall be able to register and join the network domain once registered and validated.
We were able to join the computer sa domain.
Question. What are the causes of the error kanina doon sa
I I think hindi ko pa na-login for the first time yung yung account ni Sir Mo domain. So, kailangan ko muna siyang ma-login para makapag-create siya ng rights dito sa Active Directory niya. Hindi siya nakilala as authenticated users. Right. Okay. May question po?
kindly demonstrate po yung kasi hindi po nakita namin
Okay.
kung naka-join yung computer
Ayan,
nyo.
magre-reboot po.
Okay.
So after ma-join natin ang computer sa domain, always naman pa magpo-prompt yan to reboot, right? Right now, makikita natin na may makikita na tayong sign in. Sign in to Comelec. So that will be the domain we created, comelec.local. So now I'm going to try yung account naman ni Sir Moses to log. Dahil magki-create siya ng profile upon login sa domain po. Yan. So, we will verify. Ah, so, since user ka lang, hindi ka na masyadong makakita ng mga properties ng computer. So, ito po yung isa sa restrictions ng mga authenticated users lang or yung mga standard users lang. Kailangan kong i-type ang domain admin user. Yung nangyari kanina, since standard users ka, limited na yung mag-view mo sa computer mo. So, this is also part of the security. So, another one is yung number 3, the bidder shall be able to demonstrate user access control. So, balik tayo sa Active Directory level, we can delegate a certain user to log on to a specific computer lang. So, I have an example here. Okay, okay. User 1, okay. So, for example, si user 1, kailangan makaka-login lang siya sa isang computer. Right? Na nakabilong sa kanya, which is this one, the RO1 PC1. Hanapin natin si RO1 PC1. This one, okay. Sabi si user 1, RO1 user 1, kailangan makaka-login dyan sa PC na yan. Okay? Right. So, try natin mag-login sa ibang computer na naka-join sa domain. Dapat si user 1 ay hindi makaka-login. So, this one, naka-login siya. Try natin dito sa isang PC kung makaka-join siya. One is also, naka-domain din tong PC na to. So, yan, RO1, try natin siya mag-login.
For the information of everybody, we're on item 3. The bidder shall be able to demonstrate user access control, network management, and administration.
So, with that restriction, we can see na doon lang sa specific computer dapat mag-login yung isang user. So, kung mapupunta siya sa ibang site, hindi niya pwedeng magamit yung domain account niya at magla-login sa different computer po. So, that's for the number. For the item 3, the bidder shall be able to demonstrate user access control.
Sure, question. Pwede ba yung isang user ma-access yung lahat nung
That will be,
terminals?
kung hindi natin gagawa ng restriction, naka-multi-user po yan. So as a security, pwede nating i-restrict na only kung saan lang sila pwedeng mag-login, which is computer lang dapat nila. Okay. So for number 4, that will be 3A. May question po?
Yung ano sir, yung network management natin.
Sa network management natin. So okay. For the network management, what we also can do is uh, the MAC filtering. So we can register the MAC address. Hmm. Okay, for the network management, I think I can pass you on to our PRTG for the visibility. Okay. Balikan ko lang po yung error kanina, yung M9 na account. Sorry, malabo yung mata. Ang na-type ko pala is M9. Kulang ng V. Sorry, paring mo. Sorry.
Hello. We're using a PRTG. It's monitoring for network and for the monitoring, we can see in the dashboard the PRTG, the say the health of the machine and the resources of the machine. Sure. And on this dashboard, we can see that we can see the speed of the connection of the machine or of the device. Say we have two sites. In that two sites, we have Teltonica. And that Teltonica is being proved by this monitoring facility to monitor all the sensors, say whether it is connected or not, the bandwidth or eh, uh, remote mo to, project mo to. Gagawin niyo po. Remote niya. Hello? Hello? Parehas. Okay. Thank you. Sige.
For the information of everybody, we are trying to reflect on the stream, uh, the monitor.
Okay, for the network management of the Teltonica routers, this is how it looks like. So all Teltonica router would give us the status of the network, the services, the system, and everything, even the most recent events. So if you look at the screen here, the status would give us the overview, the system, the network, the device, the services, the routes, the graphs, the mobile traffic, and the events log. So in the events log, you will actually collect here all of the events that happened in each of the router. So these are recorded and we can put it in a report in such a way that every site, we can collect all of the logs. So at any given time, you would know what happened. So if you click on the events log, okay, so the events log actually have a different events. You have all events, you have the system events, the network events, the events reporting, and the configuration. So, so practically you have information of whatever happened in that box. So including the network, of course, and the system. So if you look at the events here, there's one that's 2024 March 8 at 11:21 a.m. And in this case, the mobile data was connected, and the IP address was this IP address, and it was through the smart telecom network. So also, there's an event here where a laptop logged on, my laptop actually, uh, and was given an IP address of this, and it was recorded 11:16, and the assignment was using the HCP, okay, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. You can enable the HCP in all of this box or disable, because sometimes you only want authorized laptops or laptops with a certain address, including MAC address, including hardware address if you want. You can disable the HCP if you don't like anybody can log on. So, but in this case, it was able to record all of the log on provided or the IP addresses provided by the DHCP. So in the network, also there is the 4G LTE and the 3G network that was connected using Smart. So if you go to the different event types, you can actually uh, drill down on the different event. This is the display of all events. But if you want, say, anything related to system, then it will give you another menu which is related to authentication, to reboot, to SMS or call if the SIM made SMS or call, for mail, and whatever configuration changes that was done. Similarly, the DHCP would also be inspected, and it will display whatever activity happened there. So if you notice, there's DHCP, there's web UI, so somebody logged on to the IP address using a web interface so that it can manage this device, this specific device. The IP address is 250.176. So that's using HTTP. You can go lower and see if there are other activities there. Again, my computer was recorded. So you can also go to the network, and then in the network you will have a lot of other menu where you can see logs. So you can see what happened in the firewall, load balancing, the wide area network, mobile. So in this case, you can go to the mobile and see what happened in SIM 1 and SIM 2. Okay. So in this case, we're using just SIM 1, Smart, and the APN that was provided by Smart, and the dialing number, the maximum transmit unit, and the service mode. Then you can Also identify the network operators. And then you can scan for operator, just like a mobile phone. You can scan for operator. If there are different operators out there, then it will display. But in this case, it's smart. For the network, you can also look at wide area. The wide area network is the Ethernet port where we will provide or connect the Starlink. Okay, so in this case, the IP address was through DHCP, and it's one by using the wide area, and then another one port or wide area network port was given the 10.119.53.152 address. So all of these are in our logs. Actually, we are also addressing already the number 5 because these are the logs. So it's not just a network management facility, but also the source of all the logs. Okay, so we can look at administration, user script, firmware, licenses, packages, reboot, wanted to reboot, of course, and so on. Okay, uh, including, of course, network time protocol. If we configure network time protocol here, because sometimes you want to make sure that it's using Manila time. Sometimes it's US time, then you have confusion there. Uh, for services, the same. It's not just network, but services. You can also look at the VPN that's being used, or you use this for dynamic DNS, or for SMS gateway, and so on. So in this case, I think we use IPsec. So if you look at IPsec, this is how it's done. So the remote VPN is actually in our office. The IP address is 120.28.135.220. So the firewall, actually the Fortinet firewall, is in our office serving as the VPN concentrator in this case. So the tunnels are established here, and for our network here to go out of the internet, we use IPsec tunneling.
Sir, can we proceed to item 4 already?
Okay, we go back to item 4, Pap. So I think you can present item 4, the network management. No, tapos na yata. Item 4, secure transmission file transfer.
We are now on item 4. The bidder shall be able to demonstrate and perform secure transmission or file transfer using wired and wireless, Wi-Fi or GPRS using the registered computer within the network. A, from one source to one destination. B, from one source to multiple destinations.
Um, there are three monitors that we have to look at. So I think I think uh, there is I have a problem with one of the computers to show to you via the, these three monitors are the component that we have to look at when we are going to simulate the transmission. Okay, the setup of this simulation is we have two computers. The two computers is connected to the Teltonica, which is for every uh, the that represents the site one, and site 2, meaning they are far away, and between, and they are only connected via VPN using the Teltonica. So the provider or the internet being used for this simulation is either Starlink or the LTE. Okay, so yes,
Bale.
sorry. So that's why gusto ko pong ang i-emphasize that kailangan nating tignan yung dalawang monitor kasi initially kailangan makita nyo na wala siyang laman. And then after ng transmission, makikita nyo na meron siyang. So that's why alam kong siguro kung may camera na naka-project doon pwede. Kasi we have three ano. Pwede naman. Okay. Pwede naman. Sasalita ako doon. Kaya ano mo na.
Sir, ah Christian, yung isang projector, please. Oh, yes, pwede, oo. Oo. Elboy, I need a projector. Nasa ilalim ng table.
Boy,
Oo.
Tapos,
Baliktad na lang.
okay.
Ay,
Sino
okay.
yung
So, yan na.
Kanyan. Okay, site 1. Okay. Uh, okay. On the screen, we projected the site 1. So you can see here on the upmost left, uh, that will be our monitoring. Sir Moses, can you click on the EBSA FileZilla, please? That's one. Okay. So in this, can everyone see the monitor? Okay. So in this uh, view, we can see the the connection, the IP address of the source, and the user being used. After the transmission, we can see now we will see the username, and the password will be, of course, in asterisk. We cannot see the text format of the password, the the source of the transmission, and the destination, and of course the file, and what kind of file. So in this uh, file explorer, after the transmission, all the files that being transferred will be showed in this folder, the receive. Okay, we have in that computer, we have a folder.
Sir, maganda siguro kung antayin natin yung from the start ng transmission. Wired muna tayo sa ano na rin. Using ano, wired.
Right, yung right. Question, sir. When we say wired, we are referring to the connection of the site, or the connection of the PC that will transmit.
Sir, based dito sa ano, meron tayong demonstration using secure transmission. transfer using wired and wireless. So, anong gagamit niyo sa wired?
Pag wired, of course, that Starlink.
Starlink. And then sa wireless, SIM, okay. Ano, smart, yun ba yung kanina? Okay.
So, meron na tayong meron na po. Okay, for this demonstration, magta-transmit ang isang PC into another PC. That's and using ano po, using wired. So ngayon, wala nang mahabang kable. Oh, wala nang mahabang kable. Wala nang mahabang kable. TMI, TMI, please.
Okay. Doon po sa statement ng wired and wireless, what do we want to achieve here? Kasi pagdating po sa site, pwedeng ang maging connection ng PC is wired and wireless through Teltonica. And yung VPN tunnel na din naman niya is through wired and wireless din, in a sense of using Starlink as wired and then wireless doon po sa LTE. So which one do we want to achieve on that demonstration? Yung naka-Starlink and naka-LTE. Okay, dalawa. So, yes sir.
Ito, a area of NumFrel is hereby recognized.
Yes sir.
No. What I'd like to establish is a common understanding of what wired and wireless means. Okay? Sa non-tech person, yung wired, yung kable natin sa bahay, phone line.
Correct.
If I have a DSL subscription,
That's also wired.
that's also wired.
Correct.
Now, yung sinabi mong kung ano yan, kung wireless naman, go to, yun nga, yung in-explain mo kanina, LTE. Right? Goes through the telco network is cellular network. That's wireless. Or satellite. Yung dinescribe mo earlier na iwa-wire mo yung demo through Starlink, eh satellite yun eh.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry, I'm
Wireless
sorry.
transmission yun eh.
I'm sorry. Correct sir. Sa Teltonica po pala, ang ating connectivity is using SIM card. So, these are all wireless. Wireless technology in a sense of the Starlink having the satellite with low orbit.
So you will not be able to demonstrate yung wired transmission.
So what are we going to demonstrate here is wired transmission using your laptop connected to Teltonica on wired connection.
No. Pag nag-telco ka eh, you go physical line, landline. Ibig sabihin either copper or fiber.
Wala po tayo nun ngayon dito, sir.
Yun
We'll use
yung
lang
pinapoint out
SIM based
ko.
lang. Understood, sir. Okay, so SIM lang.
Dalawang sender
Now, as to the issue of uh, yes, as to the issue on item 4 on wired and wireless Wi-Fi or GPRS, if we would be denoting wired connection as yun nga, with cable, fiber optic, or with cable, unfortunately we have no capability to provide the cable, and it would be improbable for the bidder or the LCB to apply for a data connection using wired data connection, well, we can be only which will only be using for 1 day.
I think the idea of this test is for you to be able to confirm that we're able to transmit and it's timestamped and the size of the file is not corrupted or there's no problem during the transmission. Using SIM, it will take a little while compared to wired, but it will be transmitted.
Rest assured that the observations and the explanation shall be reflected in the report of the technical work.
Thank you. So, okay, we have two screen in front. In my right, in my left is the laptop that will receive the file, and in my right is the PC that will send the files. Okay, so the files the PC will send is composed of two types of files. It's a text files, and another one is a video file, an MP4 file. Okay. No, 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 please, no, please. Those three. Okay, the files that we will that the PC will transmit will be the all the BB key files and the MP4 files. Okay, okay, to Paki close one, please. So on the monitoring to see the logs of the transmission in my left, paki ano mo yan, sir. That will be the logs of the transmission. Okay, that's the sample transmission. So to see the actual transmission, let us commence a transmission from this PC to that PC. Okay, Ray, can you please double click on not the one thing. Send to site B. Our site B is the laptop on the far.
Sir,
Yes.
kindly reflect on the screen the data that you would be transmitting.
Okay, the data that we will be transmitting are a text file. The file name are file1.bbk. That's all a text file. And another one, the file name is storage secured. That's an MPP or file or video file.
Open. Can we
Yeah,
open
sure,
the
please. Yeah, right click, please open. More apps, please. Notepad. That's a text file. Yeah, that's text file. All of that file are composing of that text. Okay. Close, please. And the other type is the MP4 file. Please double click the MP4. No, not that one. The storage media file. So it's two types of file. It's a text file and a video file. Okay, to transmit, I
Sir?
have here a script that will transmit
Sir, excuse.
from this PC to one site uh, on the B
Sir,
laptop. The B
sir,
laptop
excuse.
is on the
Uh, Sir, for record purposes, sir,
yes.
can we identify the source IP address and the
Okay.
destination IP address?
Kindly
Thank you.
show Ray the CMD. Okay, this is the sender. The IP address of the sender is 192.168.200. And the receiver is 192.168. That's the A. That's the A. Can you, yeah. We want to show you the B laptop because that B laptop will go through the VPN. And that one. That's another segment of network. So meaning the file will transfer from one segment to another. So thank you. This may say site B. To transmit, to commence the transmission, Ray, please click on send to one site B. Yan naman. Yes, please. Double click, please. Yes, yes. Run. As you can see on the left side, please, yan, that's it. Okay. Uh, Ray, please maximize the window of the monitoring, please. The log file. No, not the one, the log file. So, as you can see, yes. As you can see here, medyo malabo lang siya, no? We have here the timestamp from text 1 until this one. It's the timestamp. And the next is as you can see, there is a user 11. That's the username that transmit the file. And the IP address of the PC that transmit the file is 192.168.200.162. So that 162 is that's the PC that with IP address 192.168.200.162. No, that one, please. Yes, source. Yes. Okay, so um, we can see a log that say transfer okay. This one transmit a file one that BBK. Come on. No, no, no. Please minimize that, please. Minimize. No, no. The file one that BBK. That's the store means send or save. Okay, so this is the process. And then after it transmitted the file, the PC returns a transfer okay. And this is the port that has been used, 200, and the protocol is 50. Okay, so that's the log file of the transmission. Timestamp, ma'am, is this one, 8 8/03/2024. Okay, that 12, tama ba? 12:18 AM. 11:48. And 40, 11:40. Can you show the time of the other? Ray, let's check the 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 timestamp of the file. Yeah, yes, dito. Okay. 3, 2. Timestamp is 10. Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so this is a log. This is the time that the PC saved, 11:40. To another source via VPN. Multiple source or multiple site?
Destination.
Multiple destination. For the multiple destination, Ray, please double click on the send to two sites. What? Come again, please? Yes, please delete the file. Ano naman, di ba? So we need to show the other laptop so that they could see that the other laptop also received the file. Okay. As you can see here, there's a difference between transmitting it into the other laptop because the other laptop is connected via VPN. Paano natin i-delete? The other laptop. Ray, please show the other laptop, please. Okay, that's the other laptop. Please minimize. That's the other one. And the other one is that one. 7.
Question po. Regarding po sa time dito sa logs natin, 11:47 dito sa transmission niya. Anong oras ba?
Ah, regarding sa time, ito kasing simulation natin is wala pa tayong synchronized na time server. But during the production, pag naka-AD na lahat, na-join na namin lahat sa domain, of course, lahat ng devices kailangan mag-sync sa iisang NTP server po. So, kaya po meron tayong time difference between this PC and to the other PC. This is only a simulation lang kasi we don't know how the VCM or the ACM will transfer the file to a different location. So this is just to showcase that we can transfer the file using our two sites going to one site to single destination and one site to multiple destination. Right? Just to show us the example for BOC, NBOC. So, I think ganun yung magiging process ng file transfer. Okay. Oh. So, this will be the multiple destination. So, mayroon tayong dalawang laptops na pinagbatuhan ng source file natin. Okay. Yung letter A po yung kanina, sa isang destination lang siya nagpunta. Okay. Yung laman.
Hello?
Nung file.
Hello? Hello, hello. Good. Good.
DOST, yeah, is recognized.
Good
He has a
morning.
question.
I have a question, sir.
Can you speak louder, sir, please?
Good morning po, sir. I have a question po. Yung pong sa demonstration niyo po na kita ko po na gumamit po kayo ng FTP po, which is an insecure protocol. Yes, okay naman po kasi demonstration po yun and hindi niyo po alam kung anong gagamitin ng ECM. Well, ano po yung guarantees niyo na kahit insecure yung channels na gagamitin ng machine, ay secure pa rin yung packets and yung destination niya.
Okay,
Lalo na po kapag
our setup, actually, even in the actual, we are on the VPN connectivity. So that means our the file that being transferred is secure.
so yung VPN lang po yung security niyo.
Actually, we can leverage the other functionality of the program. We can use a certificate so that we can secure the. I I we I can show you.
Maybe you can demonstrate it for us.
Right now, we don't have the certificate.
Um,
Actually, sir, yung files na tatransmit according to ACM, they will use PKI. So that's an encrypted file, basically. And then when they transmit it, may certificate, and the guys that will decrypt it is yung system. So our function is to transmit it properly na nakarating, tama yung amount, and then it's decryptable. So that means may yung integrity ng file is there. Okay. So for us as the transmission provider, the security that we can give is not on the integrity of the file but rather on the communication facility. So in this case, we provide the VPN, and we can use different VPN implementation, and we've tested so far L2TP, IPsec. So it secures that link, and during the transmission, there's no portion of the file that's missing. So that's our job basically as the transmission provider.
Okay. No more further questions.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
clarification lang po.
Opo. Yes, sir. Opo.
Yes, sir. Ano po yung primary mode of transmission po natin? Is
Okay.
it the
So
yung
in the case of the Teltonica, actually you can configure it to transmit whichever is the fastest during that time. So since we have 3 links, normally it will select the Starlink. But we
Starlink?
can always configure na ang primary natin is SIM 1, SIM 2, and then third priority lang si Starlink. So it's configurable po.
Okay.
Sir, follow-up question to the question of Attorney Gerald. Having mentioned you have the GPRS, the SIM card, alongside with the satellite that will be supported by the Tectonica. The question is, what will be, in relation to that, what will be deployed in the ACM site?
Okay. The ACM, as actually stated by the SBB, will actually have their own SIM cards. So we are supposed to supply all of the SIM cards to the ACM. So the ACM will do their transmission using their own modem. That's what how we understood the requirement. But the receiving portion will be a Teltonica in any of the municipalities.
In short, sir, all ACM site will have the GPRS,
Yes.
and all the CCS site will have the Teltonica
Opo.
device.
Yes.
Excuse me, I'm from PPCRV. I have a
Yes.
question about the time stamps in particular kasi it seems like it was not given importance in the configuration of your demonstration today. In the past two elections, time was very important in terms of log keeping. People have been raising questions. Did it transmit early? Did it transmit on time? Were they able to transmit actually this much data in such a short time? So I think that anybody who's demonstrating here should, one, show the configuration of not just the servers, but also the software and how they keep everything synchronized. And two, it's okay that there are options available for we can do this, we can do that. But I think I came here to see what will be implemented. So one of the things that could have been done is to simulate a VCM, set up a laptop, transmit any file, let it act as a VCM or multiple VCMs so that you have the correct end-to-end flow from a VCM all the way to the NBOK. That's my comment for this demo. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, sir, wala kaming, it was not required during that time or for this specific, because when we asked for an ACM, hindi nabigay. So therefore, wala pang available. But to give you a peace of mind of whatever timestamp that we put on all of this transmission, as you notice kanina dun sa logs of the Tintonica, we're able to also record the logs. And those logs have timestamp. So if one ACM transmitted to the Teltonica, which they will, then we will know how long it took and the time it was transmitted in this box. So the logs will also tell us not just uh, getting it from the file, which is timestamp also, and from the received file, from the transmitted file to the received file. So there is timestamp in that sense, but also in the network, yes, you have. Yeah. Those logs are actually will be available to everyone. I don't know how Comelec will distribute it, but all of these boxes will be managed centrally. And whenever there's question about transmission, we will be able to use all of those.
Did you notice that when one of your tech people logged in, the notebook time was 4 hours behind? The notebook time displayed on the screen was 4 hours behind the rest of the team.
Kasi yung notebook time is
4 hours behind. in a MacBook.
Notebook ninyo daw, hindi naka-ano yung time.
No, one notebook, the one that was there earlier. Every time he logged in, the time displayed is around 4 hours behind
So
everyone
one
else.
of your laptops, hindi yata naka-set yung time. Okay, check nga. Which one, sir, kaya? MacBook. So MacBook is that one. Pakitingnan nga yung time niya. Please.
Yeah, again, I just like to emphasize the importance of having all machines synchronized,
Synchronized,
not
opo.
just by software, but by a process also.
Yes, sir. I understand.
you.
Thank you po.
Sir, just to make a clarification on sir, Mr. I requested Mr. Roderick, Engineer Roderick Ilagan of the End-Use Division Chief of Cybersecurity Division of the ITD. He has something to say lang. Para lang mabigyan ng background. Kasi at this point, wala pa tayong ACM kasi. So,
Yep.
hindi yan.
Thank you, Attorney Pichi. As represented mo ba, as end user representative, the demonstration basically covers the basic concept of transmission or transmitting a file. So what they perform is they perform the file transfer using the basic SFTP, using from one source to destination. That's why we don't have yet the ACM, because we don't have yet the ACM. The ACM is still ongoing, the post-qualification process. So we don't know yet the final decision on that. So we don't know the final configuration of the ACM, whether they will use the PKI, a certificate as part of the security, whether they will use what IPsec, or we don't know yet. It's still on the process of post-qualification or maybe no, award. Yeah, but we don't have yet the customized application. That's why the purpose is to demonstrate the capability of the provider to perform a secure file transfer or a secure transmission of a basic file. Okay po. Thank you.
Sir, just for clarification, we go back to the item 4. Can we reflect in the two screens the files transmitted? We open both files in the source and the destination. File mo kung parehas yung laman. Oo. Kung yung loob nun, oo. Parehas lang ba yung
By the look of the number of kilobytes that being sent and received, then the kilobytes, the number of kilobytes is the same. That's one. And another is we can verify it by opening the file. Ray, please, can you open the file one.bpk? Yes, please, this one. File one.bpk. Yeah, that's it. Can you maximize it? Maximize. Ray, can you please open the file one.bbk and the other notepad? That's it. Please maximize. Line one, can you place the cursor on the last text? This one. Last text. Last text. Sige pa, please. Sige pa. Sa last.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Sir, pwedeng i-hash na lang natin yung file dun sa destination, pati dun yung file dun sa source.
So
Para
meaning,
malaman natin kung parehas yung hash.
dalawa tayong file. Ando sa Comelec, 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 Comelec. Receive, CD receive. Ah, that's the source. DIR, DIR. Yan. File 1, yes. File 1. Kaya naman yung pre. Wala sa kabila. Corrected. Wala ka dun sa director. Okay. Okay, okay. The hash file of the hash file of the receive file is the a is from I will read it from left to right. ADA. Okay, on the other side is EDA. Okay, on the receive file is 447. On the send file is 447. On the receive file is 3D8. On the send file is 3D8. On the save file is 619. And on the send file is also 619. Almost the same. 465 on the receive file. On the send file is also 465. And on the receive file is 8A4. And the send file is also 8A4. And the send file is 6BC, Bravo Charlie. On the send file is also 6BC Bravo Charlie. On the receive file is DC. On the send file is also this TEC Delta Echo Charlie. On the receive file is 3C3, and on the send file is also 3C3. And the rest is on the save 808A6. On the send file, the last is 808A6. So meaning the hash file is also. Wala na. That's
Can we just verify kung the files kanina transmitted can be any type of data or format?
okay. We send two types of file. The first one is a text file with extension BBK, and the other one is with extension MP4 or a video file.
So for records purposes lang po, for item 8, kindly show yung nga yung just present to us again the setup, number of computers, network devices, and other requirements to be able to ginamit po ninyo.
Okay. So for number 8, we need to describe the setup and the number of computers. So in this case, we first set up the Teltonica routers, two of them. Then we simulated a VPN going to a VPN server outside of this facility. And we were able to show that those two Teltonicas are unique. And the simulation is they are from two different locations. And then in each Teltonica, we attach two laptops, and those two laptops are used for transmitting data and even managing it. And then one of the workstations was used for network management along with the device management and network log checking when I use my laptop also.
Thank you, sir.
To the TWG, do you have any questions or comments? Clarifications you wish to ask the LCB?
Sir, good afternoon. May isang question pa ho. Gusto ko makita yung map ng transmission device dun sa ano nyo, management kung kung ano yung mga yun na pumapasok doon na yung type of transmission device dun sa device management. Sa management po. Logs po. Hindi tong logs na to, yung modem mismo, kung ano, nandun yan eh. Kung may pakita niyo lang sa'min.
So while inayos pa ni sir yung sagot dun sa question ni Sir Troy, uh, nag-distribute na kami ng lunch. So, lunch is served. It will be considered a working lunch. And for the end user, kung may tanong or may gusto kayong makita, malaman, please ask na. Thank you. Mamaya na lang pagkatapos si sir. Ano.
For the record, we have completed items 1 to 8 of the Annex TORC. We are now fielding. We are now entertaining clarifications, comments, or questions from the TWG, the end user. And the SBA. While we are the bidder is preparing to answer the question of uh Sir Troy, may we also follow up, sir? Uh, Clarify only on your presentation of secure transmission. So, what were the security imposed in the transmission of the data? I'm sorry.
Right now, sir, it's using IPsec. That's the network portion. But the transmission of file is using FTP, secure FTP, file transfer protocol. So in the file, we use FTP, but in the network, when it traverse the network, it's using IPsec. Sir, it looks like we were not able to capture the FTP session in this case, but we can configure it in the actual setup, so we can plug the transmission during actual setup in this box. As we know, the event reporting we did not configure that. So the event type, configuration change, the reboot, the SSH web user, we did not enable that. We could have enabled it before.
Pero in this system, sir, pwedeng ma-save yung lahat ng logs? Or every time na nag-reboot ka, ma-erase lahat?
Yes, lahat po to. Pati yung kanyang paggamit ng SSH, web user interface, makikita niyo po yun. Nasa log niya. Those are events na pwede mong ilagay sa log.
Sir, yun na lang network events na lang. Picturean ko na lang po.
Ay, sorry. Just to clarify dun sa response ni sir. Kasi the question is, will the monitoring system able to store all the logs, the information that you showed earlier, sir? And somehow and yung the next question, or it will be erased. Parang, saan yung yes nyo, sir? Dun sa na-store or dun sa na-erase after reboot?
Wala kaming in-erase so far, but in the system events, you can see all the logs. Lahat ng nangyari na in-enable namin.
Stored, sir. Dun sa stored yung yes kanina.
Opo.
Okay.
So even if we turn it off, turn it on again, nandun pa rin.
Okay, sir. Follow-up question dun, sir. Kasi the PRTG you're showing is for the individual device.
Yes, opo.
So during implementation, in case you able to pass will you be able to consolidate all the transmission logs
Yes, sir.
in all the devices that you will be deployed?
Yes, sir.
So you will be having a repository of the CS logs and all
Opo.
the events
Opo.
with the monitoring
Yes,
dashboard.
sir. And then we'll use a reporting system which is acceptable to you.
Sir,
So,
may pwedeng pababa daw. So any more questions from Sir Rui or Sir Jess? May gusto pang malaman? Sir Odek, additional. My question si Sir. Please state
Yeah, I'm Leonardo Sacamos of PPCRV.
PPCRV, all right.
If we can request a documentation on the network diagram, list of the IP address ranges that will be used,
yes, sir.
yung hierarchy of the, we do understand that you're on the transmission part, so then we would be more interested with regards to the structure of the IP address team you'll be using. You'll be using class A, class B, class C, any combination of that.
Opo.
And then the policy with regards to, you mentioned kanina na you can change the prioritization between SIM A, SIM B,
Yes, sir.
and what will be the policy, no? Kasi I think that one will have to be defined by COMELEC,
Yes, opo.
either on a particular ACM or particular region or city. I mean, but that should be something that COMELEC needs to decide on
Opo.
the prioritization depending on the locations that they have. No?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Hello, good afternoon. Esri Francisco from the OST ASEAN, part of the Technical Evaluation Committee. So could you provide a demonstration of a secure transmission using your system regardless of whether the data being transmitted originates as secure or unsecured? Specifically, the Technical Evaluation Committee is interested in understanding how your proposed system maintains security independently without relying on the security features offered by the voting machine.
Okay. So, yung pong security that will be applied will all be transparent sa COMELEC. So, the management of that will be through COMELEC or with supervision of COMELEC. So, including the policies, the protocols, and different transmission medium that we will use. So, all of this will be in conjunction with a management prerogative by COMELEC. So kung ano po yung i-define, we will comply. But the different standards that will be used will be applicable. So in this case, limitation nito is
May
Yes, sir.
may I just reiterate Annex TORC post qualification demonstration procedure. Its objective is to determine the objective of this demonstration is to determine the operational capability of the bidder to deploy multi-node and multi-level network infrastructure and to validate the practicality and principle of the submitted transmission plan. So as to design and customization procedures, it would be up to the COMELEC uh, to set up or to facilitate such uh, such customizations.
And moreover po, yung mga request po na documentation, nasa post-qualification stage pa po tayo. So, lahat ng mga request ng documentations from the bidder, subject to COMELEC pa rin yun. So, yun lang po. And lahat yung mga nire-request nyo, during contract implementation na po yun. Yun lang po, para lang klaro sa lahat. Thank you.
Do you have any other question on the demonstration procedure or clarification? PWG? Or going once? Twice?
So, you have any more to add, sir, before we go to your presentation of the different plans?
Yes,
At
opo.
2 o'clock PM pa po. So, para may break naman po kayo.
Opo. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
So,
And
mayroon pang questions from the others? Kung wala na, the first part of our post-qualification activity is done, which is the demonstration of file transmission. And then we will go to presentation of their transmission plans, contingency plans, connectivity plans at 2 o'clock PM. So, let's take a break. Thank you po.
sige po.
And thank you for
ma'am.
everyone.
Thank
Please
you.
stay. Yes, sa 2 o'clock PM for the presentation po. Please come back at 2 o'clock PM. Thank you.